My name is Shem-Tov. I'm a solution architect with Dell. In our demo today, we will see how we can create and assign multiple Java agent configurations in Foglight. Let's demonstrate the capability of monitoring two Java systems with different configurations using this environment. We have two machines. One of them is called Golan PC, production for this matter, as well as this one that is called RAMG Shem-Tov, which will be our QA environment. And what we'll do is we'll assign production monitoring configuration to Golan PC and QA monitoring configuration for the Java server running on Shem-Tov 2. Let's go to Application Server Administration and create these configurations. As you can see, when you go to Java Administration, Agent Configurations, there is already a default configuration that comes with the cartridge. What we'll do here, we'll create two configurations, one for production and one for QA. First, we'll create a configuration for QA. As you can see, you can copy an existing configuration and modify it, but for this example, we'll just create a new configuration. When we create a QA configuration, in many cases what we want to do is get as much information as possible. Therefore, instrumentation level will actually be full detail. Notice that there is a help explaining what these configuration settings mean, but that will also be a topic for an additional video blog. But you can choose your user classes, custom components, name methods, and other types of options that you may want to add here. For the sake of this example, we'll just take the default full detail. And we're going to do the same thing for production. Notice that in some cases, when monitoring production, you actually want to lower instrumentation level. So in some cases you want to do component detail, in some cases basic detail. I've seen cases in which customers just want JMX, which is no detail. But for the sake of this example, I'll just choose component detail and press save. And now we can instrument a couple of application servers. Let's go back to Application Server Administration. Set up agent. I'm going to create Java agent. In this case, we'll just create new integration for a WebLogic server on a Windows environment. Notice that the wizard has improved. You can actually define what kind of integration you're doing, whether it's a service or a managed server or a node agent or a domain startup script. In this case, this is actually a start WebLogic, so we're going to use a domain startup script. So just do next. Give it a domain home. Notice you can actually add additional command line options or other options. And this is the nexus that we'll be using. And we're going to do it on RAMG Shem-Tov, which is our QA machine. So this gives us the ability to choose which one of the configurations we want to use. For QA environment, we'll use QA. For production, we'll use production. And obviously later we're going to switch. Just adding a little tag here to make it more meaningful. As you can see, the configuration was successful. And we're going to set up another agent on the other machine that we have. And we're going to use WebLogic on Windows. And again, domain startup scripts. This is the location of the WebLogic home on that environment. Actually, let me correct a small typo here. And in this case, we'll just point to our production machine and do the integration on the production environment with production settings. Let's just call this prod. As you can see, we had 2 successful configurations here. And what we're going to do next is we're going to start those WebLogic servers. So as you can see, right now we have 2 medical record servers. Both of them are version 594. They are deployed on different hosts, and each one of them is using a different configuration. One of them is using the QA configuration, and the other one is using the production configuration. Now let's switch the QA server to be working with production configuration. And that's pretty easy. You just click on the agent, you click on switch configuration, and then you choose the configuration you're interested in, and then click switch. Notice that the server will continue with the current configuration until the JVM is restarted. And as you can see right now, we have both servers that are supposed to be running with production, but the next thing that still needs to happen is for the server to actually be restarted with the production configuration. We're going to do a similar thing to the production machine. We're just going to switch it to a QA configuration, just for the sake of example. We're going to do switch, and again the message that indicates that the agent will actually continue with its current configuration until the application server is restarted. And now the transition is done. We have one server that was production monitored in the QA configuration, and the server that was QA monitored with production configuration. Hope you find this video blog useful. Thank you very much for your time.